need you all to extend your hands with me. And we say push, I need you all to push with me. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3. That's right there. Are you all sure you have to do this? I don't. That's true. I was at this one school here in Texas one time, and I was hired to give a speech to all the parents. And so all parents were in the cafeteria of the school, and I was brave. So I said, who's the biggest, baddest dad in this whole school? So there was a dad that I saw in the back. He was standing in the back, just like your coach was standing in the back. And I said, sir, come here. But I didn't realize how big he was. He was 6'6". He was 400 pounds. And I got ready to do the push-up, and I got up about halfway, and I had to give a little bit more of a push. It took a second effort. Everybody say second effort. It took a second effort, but I was able to get the push-up up, and then as soon as he was done, I went whoosh, right back down. I remember my eyes popped up like, ooh. But the reason I use the push-up is it stands for something. Everybody repeat how the spelling of it. Everybody say P. P-U-S-H. Now everybody repeat the words after me. Everybody say persevere until success happens. I remember this one time they passed me the ball. I was in middle school. I caught the ball. The score was tied. I caught the ball. I turned. I took the shot. It spun in the air. It looked beautiful. And everybody say, swish. Okay, I'll be honest. It hit the rim. It bounced around, but it did go in. And the crowd was packed. Everybody was screaming. Well, it was like 3 moms because it was a 7th grade B-team game. So like 3 moms, and they were like, good job, good job, good job. All those people that ran into each other, giving each other like little baby chest bumps, because it was the game-winning shot. And that day, my mom, she said, Mijo, son, I can't go to your game, but I'm going to be there when you all get back. So the bus arrives at the school. There's already like 3 parents, there's 3 cars already waiting for their kids. So those kids get off the bus and go straight to the car. And the rest of the coach says, everybody line up right here. And one kid gets picked up, another kid, another kid, another kid, another kid, so it's finally just me. And I didn't know what to say, so I just made up a lie to my coach. Because my coach came over to me and said, son, where are your parents at? I said, I don't know, coach, I'm supposed to walk home, I just wanted to be here with the team a little bit longer because I made a shot. I was excited, but I'm supposed to walk home.
I need to get somebody out of this.
That's exactly what Coach told me. And so I began walking home, and the whole time I'm wondering, where's my mom at? Well, she better pick me up. How come she didn't show up for me? I finally get to the house and knock on the door. my mom had been making bad decisions all day. I didn't know that my mom had been taking pills all day. I didn't know that my mom had been smoking all day. And finally, I didn't know that my mom had been drinking all day. And so she forgot about me. By the time I got to the house, I didn't know that actually when I knocked on the door, boom, 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 that my mom's mind was so messed up that she actually thought I was the police.
What?
My mom was hallucinating and she thought I was the police. So when I banged the door, boom, 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 mom, open the door, it's me, Johnny. What she did was she grabbed my brothers and sisters by the hand and she walked them over to one side of the house. She made them lay down on the floor of the restroom and in the closet. And she said to them, shh, be quiet. The police are outside. I could hear what was going on, so I began to bang. Boom, boom, mom, open the door. I ran over to the side of the house where she made me go. Boom, boom, mom, open the door. Boom, boom, open the door. Boom, boom, open the door, mom. And my mom never did open up the door. I remember the sun coming down. I had this dream and this vision for what I wanted to do with my life. But in my family, everyone kept on doing drugs. I was the only one that wasn't doing drugs. I had this dream, this vision, but in that moment, I wanted to give up on everything. I said, why am I the one that's being good? I listened to this one motivational speaker. He says, if you fall down, try to fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. My coach used to say a little bit different. He said, it doesn't matter what happened yesterday, you can always win today. Everybody say, win today. Win today. Everybody say, get up. Get up. Everybody say, push. Push. I'm here for Red River Week, so we'll talk about drugs a little bit. My mom continued to make bad decisions. My coach used to tell us, he said, gentlemen, he'd read from a note card. He'd put his little glasses on and say, gentlemen, decisions determine destiny. I want y'all to whisper that with me real quick. Say, decisions determine destiny. And so because my mom kept on making bad decisions, my mom kept on having a bad destiny. 2 years after that time that I was locked out of the house, my mom went to prison. We were living in Houston, Texas at the time, in Houston. I got sent to go live 8 hours south to live with my grandfather. My grandfather was a poor man who worked in the fields. And so every day I'd go to middle school all day long. I'd go to football practice after school. And after school, I'd go work with him in the fields. My grandfather was also a migrant worker, which means he leaves town for work. He would leave for 6 months, 2 months, 3 months at a time. And when I was a freshman in high school, he left me to live all by myself. And so I drove him to where he was meeting with a friend. I drove him, and I remember he got in the car and he left to South Carolina for the next 6 months. For 6 months, I lived 100% by myself. My grandfather knew that while we were sitting in the truck, my grandfather gives me some final words of wisdom. My grandfather knew that my mom had just gone to prison. My grandfather knew that he was about to leave me to live all by myself for the next 6 months. My grandfather knew that I was the oldest of 6, and I was sad because all my family got split up, all the kids got sent to different family members. My grandfather knew that I never knew my real dad. My grandfather knew that my stepdad had already gone to prison also for making drug decisions. So my grandfather, his final words of advice before he left me to live by myself, he whispered over me and said, "Mijo, en esta vida hay que luchar." If you don't speak Spanish, that means son. In this life, you have to fight, you have to wrestle. So for the next 4 years of high school, I took his advice. Every time that I had a tough homework assignment, I fought and I wrestled. Every time that a coach or an opponent, someone told me I couldn't do well athletically, I fought and I wrestled to do it. Every time that a teacher told me that I was applying to a college that was too good for me, every time that anyone showed me or told me that I couldn't do something, I fought and I wrestled and I was able to accomplish my goals. And I remember after 4 years, I'm opening the mail my senior year of high school. And it says, congratulations, you've been accepted to Georgetown University, my dream school. And that day I became the first one in my family to get accepted to a four-year college. Thank you. I was getting on a flight, and I flew from down south in Texas all the way over to Washington, D.C. And I remember getting on the flight, or flying there. I flew Southwest, which meant I had 2 free bags. I love Dallas love. But I had my 2 free bags, so I moved up to college. I'm done like in 5 minutes. I packed away my cajon and drawers. And then I went downstairs, and I sat down. And I remember watching as all the other students begin to arrive. All the moms and dads are so proud of their sons. They're crying over their sons. They're like, Mijo, I'm so proud of you. Well, I was only Mexican, so it was mom. Trevor, I'm so proud of you. But after 4 more years of being in college, continuing to fight and wrestle, after 4 more years of continuing to push, I did this other speech where I talk to students about holding on, and I do this other thing where I pick up the girls in the air, and I have them hold on, and that's my bullying speech. But after 4 years of doing all of that, I remember there was a special day, I had my uniform on. I had my helmet on. And they announced my name, they said, Jonathan Erickman, and I stand up tall, and I walk across the stage, and I shake the president of the university's hand. Thank you. Because it wasn't a football game, that was my college graduation. So I was the first one in my family to graduate college. I didn't tell you guys though, my next door neighbor, no big deal, his dad was a king. When I was in college, my next door neighbor, his dad was a king. One of the other kids on the same floor that I lived on, so just one floor, no big deal. There was a pretty little girl. Her uncle, her great uncle, was the President of the United States of America. You may know his name. His name was John F. Kennedy. So that day when I walked across the stage and I shook the president of the university's hand, no big deal. The king was there. He watched me graduate. No big deal. There was a section with all the Kennedys. They were watching me graduate. But more important than that, there's another family. I'm the oldest of 6. There's Joshua, Jasmine, Gilbert, Jeremy, and Lucy. And they all got in one car in Texas. They drove from Texas all the way over to Washington, D.C. And that day, yes, the king saw me graduate. That day, yes, all the Kennedys were there. They saw me graduate. But so did Joshua, Jasmine, Gilbert, Jeremy, and Lucy. They watched me graduate. They caught a vision for what I was doing. Close to my university, there's a statue of a man named Gandhi. Gandhi is like the Martin Luther King of Indian people. And so, one day, I like to run in that area, but one of Gandhi's famous quotes, it was, be the change. Be the change you wish to see out in the world. Every tap your chest like this, every tap your chest and say, be the change. Be the change. So one time I'm so proud to tell you, my brother, he went to Abilene Christian University. My brother was the captain of the football team there. My brother was well known by the school. He was All-American. And my brother had the opportunity he had the opportunity to travel for the NFL. And so my brother, one day, he's about to do his bench press workout. My brother, he finishes as the second strongest player in all of college football that year. So my brother's about to do his bench press workout. Everyone knew that my brother was one of the strongest players. They thought maybe he was #1 strongest player. So everybody crowded around him. Everyone was crowded around my brother for his workout. Because he's about to do it 42 times of 225, which is a big deal. And so what happens is all the players are surrounding my brother. It's crowded. I'm trying to get my brothers like over there working out. I can't see him that good because all the players from all these different universities were around my brother working to watch his workout. Not only that, like 30 NFL teams showed up to watch my brother's workout. And so there were all these people watching on my brother. I ended up having to go and get, I put a chair down and I'm filming my brother as he's doing his workout. My brother gets really pumped up when he's getting ready to do his workout. So my brother begins to bang his chest. He's slapping his chest. Everybody slap his chest real quick. Everybody slap his chest. Everybody slap his chest. And I'm doing it kind of hard because he's trying to get pumped up. He's like slapping his chest. My brother's trying to get pumped up. Don't do this. But my brother, so I'm filming my brother with my iPad. But I get excited because everyone's around him. My brother's slapping his chest. I begin to slap my chest. Now, he gets really pumped up. He begins to slap himself in the face. Don't do that. And so I'm filming my brother, and I begin to slap myself in the face. My brother grabs some chalk because he doesn't want all the sweat on his hands. So he grabs some chalk and he crushes it. And I have the iPad in my hand, and I start to, no, I don't crush it. And even though all these players are around him, all these NFL coaches are around him, they're watching him, and I'm filming from the chair, I get a tug on my shirt, and it's a little tiny man. And he says, "Are you Jonathan?" I turn and say, "Yes," and I go back to filming my brother. He tugs on my shirt again, he says, "Are you Jonathan?" I said, "Yes," and I go back to filming my brother. And he said, "I'm your brother's agent." So I listened. And he said, "I had dinner with your brother last week. I talked to your brother. I said, Joshua, you're an all-American player. Joshua, the school, the president of the university says he loves you. All the coaches love you. All the players love you. How did you become so successful? Tell me about your family." And my brother Joshua told him about our family. Told him, "Sir, when we were little, my parents went to prison and I had to push to get through everything." He said, "Sir, when I was really little, my family got split up and I had to push to accomplish my goals. My family, we were poor and I had to fight and wrestle to accomplish my goals." And he said, "Well, how did you do it?" He said, my older brother Jonathan, he showed me the way." How many of y'all got brothers and sisters? How many of y'all got friends and cousins? Friends and cousins? Hands down. And I ask you that because my mom, when I was at college, she wrote me a letter. My mom wrote me a letter because she was in prison. And in prison, you can't really go talk to people. You can only touch through the glass. You can only communicate with letters. So my mom wrote me a letter one day. My mom, she said, "Mijo, I'm sorry." I said, "I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I'm sorry I never helped you with your homework. I'm sorry that you had to live by yourself with your grandfather. I'm sorry that I never went to your football games. I'm sorry I never saw you be an all-state basketball player. I'm sorry I never got to go to your college games." She said, "Mijo, I'm sorry." But then she said, "Mijo, son, I'm so proud of you." She said, "Your brothers and sisters are looking up to you and they want to be just like you." So the reason I asked about whether, oh, thank you. See, I believe that when you push to accomplish your dreams, when you push, maybe your brothers and sisters are looking up to you and they want to be just like you. When you hold on to your dreams, like the other speech that I had, maybe your brothers and sisters are looking up to you and they want to be just like you. Maybe when you go and accomplish your dreams and your vision, maybe your family sees that you fought and wrestled. Maybe as you all become drug-free and never do y'all touch drugs, never do y'all touch alcohol, your family will see that you've protected your dream, you've protected your vision. And maybe because you did those things, maybe your brothers and sisters will want to be just like you and you showed them the way. I want to close out with all of y'all putting a number one forward. Put number one forward. And I want you to whisper and say, "I'm champion." Whisper. Now I want you to tap your feet just a little bit, just tap them just a little bit. Softly, soft, 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 soft. And you can barely hear it. Like a whisper. The number one, still forward and say, I'm a champion. Now I want you to reach a little harder, a little harder, a little harder. Stop, stop, stop. Not even stop, not even stop.
The trick is to hold the tripod up above the wall.
Which one? One of them makes it go up. You guys have different
After one of my speeches, I was giving autographs to the school. I was giving autographs to the students. I was taking photos with the kids. This little girl, she came up to me. She took a photo with me. She said, "Sir, can I take a selfie with you?" Took the selfie with her. And then she started crying and she just ran away. I didn't know what happened, but she happened to follow me on Instagram and she sent me a message and said, "Sir, can I tell you something?" I said, "Yes, of course." I said, "Sure." She said, "Sir, I want you to know that when I was 2 years old, my dad left. My mom became an alcoholic, and she hits us." She said, "Sir, I want you to know that I was cutting myself, and one day I told my mom that I was thinking about committing suicide." She said, "But after hearing your speech today, sir, I know that that was the past. I can always win today." Everybody say, "Win today." Win today. And so the little boy, he came up to me after my very first speech. I signed a little autograph form, and he went outside and he told the principal, that he wanted to talk to me. And this little boy, or the principal said, "So do you have enough time? Can you talk to him?" I said, "Sure." And when I went to talk with the little boy, he said, "Sir, I want you to know my mom died last week. My mom died of a drug overdose. I know all the decisions that she had been making led her to that point, because decisions determine destiny." My older brother, he was also making bad decisions. He went to jail for drugs. I'm the second oldest. He said, "Sir, I want you to know that I believe I can be the change in my family. I can be a leader. I can be the change in and I can lead the rest of my siblings." I read every single message that anyone writes to me on Instagram. So if y'all would like to follow me, I would love for that to be the case.
What's your Instagram?
You can pull out your phones now.